Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Sky, like the big blue sky, and today I'm going to show you a successful cold email campaign that we ran into the dentist niche. Now, for context, the campaign that we built, or the client that we built this campaign for, they're a large medical device company, and they primarily sell their medical device products at local events. And so they try to get med spas, chiropractic, dentists, different health and wellness or beauty businesses, all to show up to these events on like a monthly basis. They sell the products there. And so we run the cold email campaigns to drive people to those events. So what I'm going to show you here today is how do we build the lists? How do we make sure the lists are high quality, segment them down, generate the personalization, pretty much everything. So without further ado, let's dive in. So the first thing that we're looking at here is D7 Lead Finder. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I like this tool, and it gets a lot of negative slack online about people or from people who say that the data sucks. I don't think that's true. I really just think you need to know how to use the data. And I'm going to show you some of that today. But specifically for these types of campaigns, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll run bulk searches, because you could look for dentists in San Francisco, or you could look for dentists at all of the top 100 cities in California and have all of those get scraped at once and put into a sheet nicely for you. And so that's what we'll do for stuff like this. And so we'll do a bulk search. And let's say we're looking for cosmetic dentists in Utah. I could just select those. It'll pull the top 100. And then boom, I hit fetch leads. It'll run. It'll probably take like 10 or so minutes to do a top 100 search, scrape all the Google results, and then pull it into a table for you. From there, we download the data and then we upload it into a Clay table. And this is important because you could just send directly to the emails that they give you and the data that you have in there. But the data that D7 Lead Finder gives you, to people's point online, it's not like really ready for campaigns. It hasn't been, cleaned, emails validated, all of the typical stuff that you do to make sure that contact information is ready for a cold email campaign, plus some extra steps, because what you don't get with D7 Lead Finder are things like the prospect's first name. So, you could send emails, and we do this anyways, and we'll just send to the generic info@email without knowing the first name of the business owner, and they still work, and they work pretty well as long as your campaigns are good, but they work slightly less good than if you have the first name of the prospect and you can address them in the email, obviously. So let's jump into Clay, because once we download all this data, we then upload it into a Clay table, and this is where we begin the process of manipulating the data and enriching it for more information. As you can see here, we've got an export from D7 Lead Finder. There's 2,200 or so contacts in here. We upload it, and then from there, the first thing that we do, once I scroll over, it gives you a lot of information. We validate the emails. And this is important, obviously, because you don't want to send emails to emails that are no longer there or invalid, and you're the wrong contact information. And so the rest of this workflow, it is triggered based on whether or not a valid email was found for the dental practice. And so the first step, if we get a valid email, is we scrape the website, and then we feed that information into OpenAI. And what we're doing here is we're automating some research, and then we're having that information put into a very specific format. And this is important, I'll show you why, but we're having it put into a very specific format so that we can then very easily take each piece of information from the research and put it into its own specific column that we can then refer back to and use to make decisions about what to do with the data. So to show you an example, we have the AI look for the first name of the business owner, email that's listed on their website, and then we have AI compare that email from the website to the email that D7 Lead Finder gave us. And so if this returned back as a no, our team could go in, take a look at the emails that are there and decide which one is better. Let's say we had first name at URL versus info at URL. We're going to pick the first name at URL to send the email to, because it's directly to the person, as opposed to a generic inbox that may or may not be monitored as much. We do the same thing with the phone number. And then we also have the AI tell us if the scraped website text returned a website error, because if there's a website error, then the business is probably no longer around, so we don't want to send an email to them. And then we also have it look and see if the text on the website is in English, because if it's not in English, then I'd be willing to bet that it's not a local business located in the United States, right? And so these final two steps we use a little bit later, I'll show you in a second, to help weed out any other contacts that actually aren't a good fit for us. So to show you the prompt and how we do this, here here it is. And so we say data researcher task, you'll be given the body text from a website and you'll extract the owner's first name if found, the email if found, and the phone number if found. Here's the body text from the site. If the email is found, check if it's an exact match to the email that D7 Lead Finder provided us. If the phone number is available, check to see if it's an exact match to the phone number that was provided. Also check to see if the body text indicates that there's an error with the website, and make sure that the website text is in English. Output it in this format. We put this in quotes, super important. We have it put it in the exact format, tell it to double check its work. So then we map that to the table, and then from there, all of these are formulas that basically say, give me the text between business owner and business email. The text in between those is Gary. So we do that for all of the different categories here, and we map it all out. And then the final step is what we call the Clagent constraint. And this here is the Clagent action. It's like an AI researcher. And do you remember how I was talking about if the website returned an error or if the website is in English or not? We don't want to send emails or waste Clay credits and API cost companies that their website is no longer there and or it's not in English. And so this formula here, it basically says if there is a website error or if the website is not in English, output a 0. If there is no website error and the website is in English, output a 1. And then from there, that triggers the rest of the workflow to run. So as you can see, it's all ones and it runs from here. So from there, we do another research task and we use the Clagent. And in this one, we're having it give us the category of dentistry that the dental practice performs, because we use this in the copy. We have it tell us if the practice already offers the medical device product that we are selling, because if they already purchased the device, then we don't want to reach out to them and tell them to come to the event and sell them the same device. We have it tell us the geography that the practice is located in and put it in a colloquial term like Denver area, because we use that in the copy again. And then finally, we have it find 2 competitors, local competitors to the practice, because we're going to use that in the copy too. I'll show you the copy in just a second. So just to show you the prompt, because this actually, if I'm being totally honest, if I were looking at someone else doing this, I'd be like, you're asking the Clagent to do too much. But it works really well and it saves us on credits. Instead of having to do a Clagent action for each of these individual categories, we're able to do it all in one, and it does a really good job. It just took a lot of trial and error to get the prompt right, do this. And so here's how it looks. We basically give it a list of instructions. So we say, hey, visit this website, tell me what category the business falls into, and we give it the categories they can choose from. Tell me if they already offer the product that we are trying to sell. Tell me the geographical area that the dentist is located in, be as specific and narrow as possible, and then refer to it in this specific way. So Denver area, Tallahassee area, and it wasn't doing it right. So, we gave it a little example. So not to put an abbreviated state in its completion, and then give me the top 2 competitors to the dentist in the area. Try to find ones that are close to the dentist. Don't give me a website for the competitors, only give me the company name. So as you can see, even the prompt, it's got some typos, but it still works. Finally, here we tell it to give us the output in the exact format. Again, this is really important. And for each category, we further clarify what we want the AI to give us here. So it helps make sure that it gives it to us in the right format that we want. And then we tell it not to change the formatting. So this is also really important. When you go to break this information out, for whatever use case, the capitalization of the categories is important. So if you say, hey, give me the text after lowercase category, but the AI is giving you uppercase category, it's not going to work. So it has to be in the exact format. Double check your work. We map this to the table, and then we use formulas to pull all of this individual data out. So to give you a quick example, you can use the AI formula writer to do this for you. Give me the text between category and product name in this column. It's the data output. Now, from there, one of the final steps is generating some of the personalization. And to give you context in the copy, email 1 is like pitching the event. It's like, hey, come to this awesome event. And then email 2 is a follow-up. Here's the copy for it. I can't show you all the copies. I got to protect my client and the success of these campaigns, but this is the follow-up email with the fun personalization with our competitors. So it basically says, hey, we're also inviting your competitors to this event. We're going to be teaching them how to use the product, how to do this other cool stuff. Thought you might be interested too. Want me to send over more information about the event? So to give you an example here, we're inviting dentists in the Denver area, like Denver Dentistry and Harrison Family Dental, to show them how to implement the product into their practices. And here's how we built this prompt. We gave the AI a role. So it's a cold email copywriter who's an expert in the product. And the nice thing is a medical device company is really large and well known. So ChatGPT already knows all about their products and we don't have to train it. Writing a personalized email to a cosmetic dentist, I'm going to provide you with their closest competitors as well as the geographical area they're located in. You're going to use that information to fill in a cold email template that I provide you. Here's the template. We give them the exact template with some personalized tokens. Reference this information to fill in the competitors. We give it the competitors that have been broken out. In the geo section of the template, give them this information. Don't write any other parts of the email or deviate from the template I provide you. Make sure you follow the rules exactly as I laid them out and double check your work before giving me a completion again. Don't add any other language other than the template language provided. If the competitor information I provided you does not actually list the competitors and it provides template language or links instead, output needs review. So don't put any quotation marks in your completion. So this is a really helpful step. It's like a fail-safe in the prompt because what I'll show you here is the AI is not always able to find competitors. So null and null, and it's like not competitors, right? And so knowing that to be true, it cannot complete the personalization where it's, hey, we're inviting null and null. They're like, what does that mean, right? And so we wanted a fail-safe in here for our team to be able to go back, review, manually edit these, and then make them ready to send. From there, once all that's been run, we break them out into two views, one where the first name is known, one where the first name is not known, and then they're basically the same campaign. One has a first name token, one does not, and we send them. That is everything. I hope you found this video useful or it gave you some ideas. If you have questions, you want help with the campaign, feel free to drop a comment below or shoot me a message on LinkedIn. I'll do my best to help you. But other than that, I wish you the best of luck and I will see you on the next video. Bye.